She could have had a press conference. She could have had multiple border agents lined up, shaking their hands and speaking to them. She could have went to one of the most notorious spots where illegals are entering at. But instead, this was Kamala Harris. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel Model Renaissance Man. I am Ty Smith. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to view my content. Make sure you follow me on all the platforms above and below. And if you would like to know, how you can get a video clip, song, things like that played, guaranteed, go to patreon.com/Modern Renaissance Man. You can find out how to do it there. Make sure you hit the like button if you like information that I put out like this when it comes to political things, yada yada peanut butter, because in doing so, it will have YouTube consistently recommend videos like this to you. Last but not least, double check and make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel if you are subscribed, because people are being mysteriously unsubscribed. YouTube's doing it, but they claim they're not. Anyway, so you guys saw the videos I did yesterday regarding Kamala Harris visiting the border. Well, it was quite sad. It was really, really sad. You guys heard the little things I was saying there at the beginning, right? That's exactly what I thought was going to happen, because when Trump visited the border numerous of times over the past 3.5 years, unlike her, he stayed, he talked, you know what? Listen to this.
Senator, and that is Vice-President Harris's visit to the border. Arizona, obviously, a very important state in this election. Most recent polling shows President Trump up by 3 in Arizona. Your take on her visit there today and what you think is behind it politically?
Well, what has she been doing for the last 3.5 years? She's the border czar. So if she's acting like she cares about the 76,000 people died of fentanyl last year, one of every 44 Americans was subject to a violent crime in 2023. So somehow now she cares. If she cared, she would have been at the border before. And if she cared, she'd be in Florida right now, making sure all the federal resources are here right now. But, all she wants to do is win an election. She doesn't care about American citizens. She just wants to win an election. This is just a photo op to act like she cares.
Let's take a look at some of what she has said over the course of her vice presidency on this issue.
I'm not going to vote for a wall under any circumstances. This issue is about a vanity project for this president.
Right.
And I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role and the way that it is being administered and the work it is doing. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals.
On the subject of transnational gangs, let's be perfectly clear. The president's medieval vanity project is not going to stop them.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
How does that add up with where she is now? And I expect she's going to talk about former President Trump not being supportive of the border bill that was in Congress, and he made clear today his reasons for that. But your thoughts?
Well, she doesn't care about Americans. I mean, she doesn't care about our safety. She doesn't care about transnational gangs coming in here and taking over our apartment complexes. She doesn't care about the young women who are being raped like Lincoln Riley and killed. She doesn't care about the 76,000 people who died of fentanyl. She doesn't care enough about Florida to get her butt down here and say she's going to make sure the federal government is a partner in what's going on right now in our state. So she wants to simply win an election, but she doesn't care about you as an American citizen.
Strong words. Have you spoken with President Biden about the situation in Florida? And have you reached out to the vice president to get help?
So I've talked to all the cabinet officers in Florida. I've talked to sheriffs all across our state. I've talked to the FEMA director, the regional director for FEMA, the SBA. I've talked to all the federal agencies that can have an impact.
But would you expect to have spoken to President Biden as this was slamming into Florida? Or he spoke to the governor? I don't know if the governor said if they had spoken.
So, Martha, just remember, here's my experience with Obama and with Biden. They don't return my phone call. The first time I called the White House, when Biden took office, they hung up on me. All right. They don't reach out. They never return my phone calls. Every time I've asked for a meeting with Biden, he's turned me down. So Harris is, I mean, it's fascinating how they act.
Senator, thank you very much. Senator Rick Scott, and we're thinking about everybody in your state. So be well. Thank you, sir.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
So you see that people are mad. She literally went there for a photo ops, 20 minutes at the most. She shook two people's hand. There was no thing. She didn't go in. She didn't do it. She could have just, you know what? They might as well just green screened it. Why not? So she can go and say she visited there. I guess on her side, don't be surprised if you see those shots like, remember AOC? They taking those shots of her and her. Photo ops. That's all it was. 20 minutes? Like I mentioned earlier, she could have had a press conference talking to the people what she was going to do, what she planned to do, but she couldn't do that. You want to know why? Because there had been other influences there screaming and yelling, blowing their lungs out, yelling at her. Why haven't you done anything yet? Why visit the border now? You went there for a photo op to show that I have been there, and I plan on. You plan on doing what? See, when you go to a disaster area, then you can speak on it. You went to an area that was clean. And by the way, how was it seeing Trump's wall? How was that? You know that wall that you yourself made fun of like we showed? That you thought was ridiculous and all that? How was it being there? Anyway, folks, this is what I'm saying. This is the hypocrisy through the whole ordeal. She had 3.5 years to go there, visit the wall, especially going to hot spots and seeing this stuff. But why would she, y'all? Why would she, ladies and gentlemen? Why would she go and visit the wall where she and Joe Biden's policies is what allowed these things to happen? Why would she? Why would you go? If I sat there and I caused a disaster, why would you tell me to go there and visit a disaster that I caused when I know I'm the one that caused it? I don't want to see that. I did it. I know what's going on there. I'm the one why I'm the reason it happened. See what I'm saying? Yeah. How's that? Nothing but ops. Nothing but ops, folks. That's all it was for, was ops. So she can literally say now, I've been to the border. And been to the border I have been. And at the border, I shook hands. And people shook my hand. And I shook theirs. I looked at them, they looked at me, and we were having a good looking time. Is what we did. Okay? Please. That's all it's for, to say she visited the border and there's pictures of it. And y'all, she went to the border. She did more than what they done. No, she did not. She dipped. Anyway, folks, let me know what y'all think of this by putting it in the comments below. Don't forget, if you want to see the next video that I've done, it's going to be right up there. And then videos that I do on this channel, sporadically, things that you may not know about it, it's going to be right down here. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.